attacks. And I just want to point out there's a reason we're not talking about Trump's attacks toward these three women and deaf, women of color, because as King and I discussed right before this.
Yeah, so we're tired of him, taking the narrative every time something comes along that he feels is progressive, and so I'm going to see if I can test this out.
Yeah, so every time
it's dog whistle politics.
Yes.
We got this down at Netroots, and now I didn't realize it could be a prop for this show, an actual dog whistle. And every time something happens, Trump steps in and crowds out the narratives and leads off the news with whatever.
Around and you hear someone saying something bigoted and you blast this thing. You don't even have to say words. You're just like, whoo, I'm blowing my bigot blaster.
And so when you hear this on the show, maybe when you hear this, you know that Trump did something else dumb, but we're not going to talk about it. But the whistle means that he was at it again.
I mean, we are going to have to talk about it a little bit,
but
we don't want to give the force to what we don't want to give in to what Trump is doing. He is, he, as you said, he is co-opting the narrative here. Of course, if he's saying racist things and then, unleashing the forces of hate toward these three elected representatives who are obviously beloved to the progressive and even the radical sphere in some cases, we need to cover that.
Most
but
definitely.
We are not covering him. I mean, we have to cover him. He's the president, but not on this. Okay, so King went off to some of these panels. And by the way, you're listening to WBAI 99.5 FM in New York City. That's the studio we are coming out of. If you're watching us on the internet, it's 73 degrees here in the big city, 88 degrees going up to today. It's supposed to be sunny today. It's really, we can have a lot of gratitude for the fact that that is our weather, given the weather in other parts of the country. It is flooded in Louisiana. Our hearts are there in that city, which is where Netroots Nation was last year at this time. This week here, it's going to be 97 degrees on Saturday. So watch out. I think we're going to roast here in town. That's my prediction for the summer. But it's basically in the upper 80s and 90s for most of the week. Wednesday and Thursday, they're looking at a little bit of rain and thunderstorms. Must have been hot when the lights went out.
I mean, I can't even imagine it. Can't imagine.
You can call in and tell us what your experience was if
Definitely.
you were in that blackout area. It's 212-209-2877. That's our listener call-in line. You can call us and tell us, and pretty soon you're going to be able to go, if you're listening on the internet, on Twitch, on Facebook, wherever you're going to be able to find us, you will be able to just type in underneath wherever you're watching your comments, and we'll be able to respond to them on the air, which is exciting.
That's going to
We
be
are
a lot
harnessing
of fun.
technology by partnering with a group that will also benefit from this. And as will WBAI benefit from the expanded audience. We're not hiding the fact that WBAI is where we're coming from and that Pacific is on the scene.
Yeah, it's on the wall right behind us.
I got to speak to Tom Hartman, by the way. He was there. And also another, Victor Willis, who was there from our sister Pacifica station. You got interviewed by him.
Yeah, and he was a great guy. It's good to meet him here.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So Pacifica was on the scene there. And I'll play you my Tom Hartman interview, but not today because we got so much more. So King, tell what happened. You went to this panel on bail bondsmen.
Yeah, I went to very, very few panels. And the one I go to, it's kind of quiet. We get towards the end, and it's
what were they talking about?
So they were talking about kind of prosecution and alternatives to prosecution.
And they were talking about the bail system and how unjust it is.
And so they had the head who you interviewed, the head of the Bail Fund Project, which is now in 15 cities. And they got to the question and answer portion, and a family stood up.
Who was there on the panel? This is important.
Okay, so yeah. The main folks were Larry Krasner and Tiffany Caban, who. So Larry,
why'd you go to that panel? I can't imagine why you would have chosen that one.
Well, bail has been such a big
important.
thing, and then Larry, and I was trying to wrangle Caban for us to be interviewed, which was a whole other story. But help keep me there. But got me into this dramatic turn when the Q&A section came up. A young woman named Evans stood up and spoke on behalf of her brother, her uncle, and her aunt, who were grieved by the shooting of their brother, uncle, by the Philadelphia Police Department, a detective who was off duty and shot him 15 times while he was unarmed. So they get into all of that. And first you're going to hear the questions.
We have audio.
Yeah, first you're going to hear the question that she asked Larry directly. For a moment, I took some notes on his response, and then after that, I caught up with the family and did a short interview with them about the issue.
That's beautiful reporting, I want to say.
It was fun, and it was kind of dramatic trying to rush and get the story.
Well, you know, the fact that they're talking about one thing, and then you have a family come up and confront Larry Krasner. For anyone who doesn't know who that is.
Larry Krasner is a longtime criminal defense lawyer in Philadelphia. He has sued the police 75 times. He's always made himself available for protesters. He opened up his office during the DNC to set up the legal offices and everything. And as a reformer, he ran for the prosecutor and actually won. And he's been doing a lot of things, but there's been a lot of pushback around the issue of Mumia. So Pam Africa jumped up and turned out the program later, and some of the other activists were saying, you know, you came in, you're a progressive, you're supposed to be doing this, that, and the other, and not all of it's getting done. So some interesting tension between the two.
So let's take a listen to that panel.
All at point blank range, and when I say that, I mean that every single shot that was fired was done at less than an arm's length away. And the reason why I know that is because you've seen the video. I'm sure you've seen the video. He was shot in the face. He was shot in his body. He was, of course, unarmed, as is always the case. We're not from this area. We're from Virginia. He was actually visiting this area. And like I said, it happened over a year ago. The officer that killed him was, of course, Officer James Powell, Detective James Powell, who is part of the 1st District. And since January, he's been, I think, free to roam around. He had claimed that he had had a concussion for about 6-7 months, even though he didn't suffer a single injury as a result of the altercation between, well, I wouldn't even say it was an altercation. Actually, Powell approached my uncle.
Murder.
He actually approached my uncle when my uncle was already well into a car. But I say all that to say that this shooting happened
Turn the volume up.
Over a year and a half, and not only has James Powell not been charged with putting 15 rounds into my uncle, but our family has also yet to hear from your office directly. For whatever reason, you know, at the end of the day, when you think about it, Khalil was the victim in this case. He was the one riddled with 15 bullets. At the end of the day, Powell was not injured in any way, shape, or form. And as a result of him being a victim, his family was a victim too. He had not only us here, but he has 2 parents whom you have never reached out to. He had other nieces and nephews. I'm the oldest. They all ranged from 2 to 11 at the time that he left behind. And for whatever reason, you have not reached out to his parents. You have not reached out to us to even give us an update on the status of your investigation.
You're going to tell him. Yeah.
That's it.
That was very powerful.
Okay.
Did you just get in there and turn your camera on? You were like, oh, she's standing up. Just get this thing on.
I rushed down to the front because I was trying to be close. So as soon as it ended, I could jump at Caban's people. And there was a seat right in the front. And luckily, it put me right in front of the microphones. But when that crowd of people surged up to the mic, and I looked over my shoulder, and she started talking, I'm scrambling to get my bag, get the recorder out, because I was not expecting there to be any news during
What
the
was
panel.
Krasner's response?
So first, I just wanted to say he was shot on January 29th, 2018. Khalil Lawal is his name. That was Crystal Evans, the niece. And Police Commissioner Richard Ross was quoted as saying, and I quote, he has some concerns about the shooting, whether all the shots were necessary. So they've already weighed in to a
all
certain
15?
Yeah, right.
How about Eddie?
Of an unarmed person.
Yeah.
All right, so Krasner, you know, this is an interesting tension because Krasner is, quote, progressive. We have families who haven't been getting justice there. And so all this stuff is shaking out. So he started.
Netroots Nation is a place where the left attacks the left. This is where the Black Lives Matter people jumped on the stage and attacked Bernie.
Yeah, and I think here it had
and someone
a result.
tried to attack Warren too. I'll tell you about that later. Go ahead.
I'm not surprised at that. So he said that in the short time he had been in office, he had done more than other prosecutors. That is true. He said that by law we can't talk about everything that happens in cases, especially some details. That's true. He said that his office repeatedly, he said that the fact that the officer claimed that he had a concussion, he says, I can't talk about directly, but you know what's going on there, because now he hasn't been able to testify and we haven't been able to get his part of the story. And he claimed that this happened as a result of him shooting somebody that he didn't really have any engagement. He says, we don't control the police department's investigation. I don't know how true that is, but the police department packages things and shares it. And I know he has his own investigators, so we'll see how that shakes out.
Did he say, I'm sorry for your loss?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He did. And he did say he was willing, he's always willing to meet with homicide victims, whether it's done by the police or not. Bottom line is that in the end, they huddled together over in the corner, and I'm assuming that they set up a meeting time, and we're going to follow up on that. But
so you got to talk to the family?
Yeah. So right as everybody got outside, I kind of rounded them all up, and I talked to the three of them, and they introduced themselves.
Were there a lot of African American media people there? I saw Egberto from our Pacifica network, but I didn't see a lot of people of color. I know that Sirius had Dino Vidala there. He's a Muslim American.
No, there weren't many.
Most people were white.
And one of my angles was going to be to try to see what the black presence was, and we have some commentary about.
We'll talk about that. Okay, so let's do that.
So now we've got Crystal Evans and her family members talking about this case.
My name is Crystal Evans. I'm from Virginia, and what brought me here was I wanted to talk to Larry Krasner about the shooting of my uncle Khalil Wall, who was shot 15 times by a police officer, and I wanted to discuss the lack of
what is this?
Communication.
What is this? Let me see what I'm pitching.
From the office.
And can you introduce the other family members that you have here?
Yes, I'm joined here today
Awesome.
by my aunt, Yummy,
This is great.
and my uncle, Aikenson.
So, Ms. Front and Center, what's going on now? Tell me what your point of view about what happened so far.
So far, my point of view is that my brother was unarmed and he was shot 15 times by an off-duty police officer.
Let me start it.
James Powell. It's been over 18 months since the incidents, and we have not heard from the DA's office. And so we want to know why the DA's office has not reached out to the family to give us some additional details about what has happened. We want to know why they haven't released the video, and we want to know why Detective James Powell continues to be on administrative leave without anything being done.
And can you introduce the next family member?
Yes, and to my right I have my brother, Akins Lawal.
So I've lost a brother under circumstances, but this kind of circumstance goes even beyond what I dealt with.
Sorry.
Can you tell me what you're dealing with? Car accident.
What?
Lawal had several nieces and nephews. So the loss of Khalil has been extremely drastic.
Sorry about that.
In regards to our family and how
Listen
we've
to
been
this
trying to
man. He's
cope
really
and move
hurt.
forward with the gap and the void that his absence has brought us. I still have kids who ask about him almost on a regular basis. My sister has her children who ask about him on a regular basis, and our parents. And they've suffered probably one of the greatest losses. Who as a parent wants to bury their child? So both my mother and my father have been dealing with this. We've all really just been trying to cope with the circumstances and the violence. The violent way in which he actually.
I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay. This is something that we were not ready for.
So could you tell us ways that people can get in touch with the family for support or other ways to see what they can do?
Yes, the main way is through our Facebook page that summarizes this incident. It's Heartbeats for Khalil, and I'll spell that HEARTBEEATZ 4 as in the number 4 KHALIL. There is you can message us, and we have an accounting of everything that we have gone through, everything that has happened so far.
Okay. Last thing. When was his birthday?
His birthday is December 3rd, and he would have been 32 this year. Yes.
So, say the date again with the year.
Sorry, December 3rd, 1986.
Thanks.
Oh, just a baby, 1986.
Yeah.
Did you get the sense when you were speaking with them before or after that their action that they took within the conference that we just heard brought them some measure of, I mean, it's never going to get better, but some measure of, I don't know, the word that's coming to me is relief, but that's maybe not as accurate as I would like to be.
You know, that's a great question, because I'm hoping that they feel better about the fact that they're going to sit down with the DA, but knowing the history of the way these things happened, I don't think they expect much out of it. The other thing they were pressing for is the video, and if I had a chance to sit down with them, I would say that there are times when people can't release the video, and there are other times when they're doing it as a cover-up, and so that's what they're really pushing for, and I hope that they'll get some kind of sense of.
Did you exchange contact information with them?
Yes.
Know where to find
yes.
I hope so.
Yes.
That's wonderful, King. That was a really great get, and it's just great reporting. And I'm not sure if they were pulled aside by any of the other folks who were there. You just happened to be in that very contentious and exciting panel. In fact, I interviewed two of the people who were on the panel. As I said, the one woman who was working against bail bonds, who was the moderator, and one of the women, a woman of color who is formerly incarcerated, who talked specifically about what bail bonds have done to her family and what they continue to do to other families. So we're going to play that. We don't have it today because we all just got home yesterday. So to get all those interviews processed and ready for the air was quite an experience. You're listening to Waking Up. I'm Julianna Forlano in the studio with King Downing and Alana Levinson, who is over there, who we can't talk to today because she is busy doing our live stream, which is now live. Do we know where it is yet, Alana? No, we don't, but we will give it to you, and it is live somewhere. Somewhere folks are watching, and I do want to welcome people who are watching on the live stream who may have just found us on whatever the platforms they're on.
YouTube and Twitch.
Oh, we are on YouTube. We're on YouTube.
Great.
And Twitch. You can go to, I believe it's act.tv's page, so it's act.tv. You have to spell out dot because they want me to have to say that 15 times. No, I don't think you can use dots in your name on YouTube. So act.tv on YouTube. Hello to the act.tv audience. And also on Twitch, hello at ActTV. So exciting that they're doing this for us. I mean, they're providing us an enormous resource. And of course, as the technology gets better and as we get more, just more resources into it, we'll be able to live stream this right on WBAI's Facebook page. So if you don't want to follow, it's cool. We're going to be ubiquitous.
Everywhere.
Now, we are raising money for WBAI 99.5 FM. Our pledge drive does not officially start till next week, but we're doing something, kind of cool. We're giving you a book if you become a WBAI buddy. A WBAI buddy is someone who gives money to WBAI on the regular, meaning once monthly, kind of like if you subscribe to the New York Times, it costs you $5 a month or whatever it is. This doesn't cost you any money. You give us a gift and we bring you this programming. And we also, one of the things that's great about WBAI being listener sponsored and being a place where people love because of how important we are. Tom Hartman in that interview talked to me about how important independent media, including Pacifica, is, regardless of what the problems are. This is all still very relevant, especially today, given what's happening in our media system, how it's being handed over, how it's all corporate, except for this. Pretty much, and some stuff on the internet. So we are offering you a book, a gift, if you can become a WBAI buddy. A WBAI buddy will help us shorten our pledge drives so that basically we can do this show that you're hearing with a little bit of fundraising and then back onto the news that you need to get through your day and to get you started and to keep you connected with the world from a progressive / radical POV, babe. So the pledge line is 516-620-3602, 516-620-3602. And you can go online, of course. Give the number 2, WBAI.org. And our gift to you today for becoming a buddy at any level, which is highly unusual. Usually the gift we ask for a certain amount, but highly unusual monthly donation of any amount is this book that King found for us, which is fantastic. Okay, King, what does it mean when a white person calls a black person clean and articulate? What happened when Joe Biden said that to Barack Obama as a compliment?
I don't know, did he punch him in the nose?
No, he did not. He did not. Yes, one of the most racial, he tapped into one of the most destructive racial stereotypes in American history. That's according to this new book that we're giving you, Clean and White, A History of Environmental Racism in the United States. This is by Carl A. Zimmering. The book offers a history of environmental racism. That is so cool. We haven't had anything like this in a really long time. Mostly focused in the U.S., and it's focusing on the constructions of race and hygiene coming from the, what are Italians? We're greasy, according to everyone, right? That's what they called us too. So other people, yes. Jews are in here, everybody, right? Why are the white people the only clean people? What's the deal with that? Who came up with that? Okay, clean. Okay, so this book, I'll tell you. He says that certain immigrant groups took on waste management labor, and that fostered connections between the socially marginalized and garbage, refuse, shall we say. And ethnic purity was tied to a central aspect of white identity. Carl draws on historical evidence from statesmen, scholars, everybody, sanitation people, regular human beings, novelists, activists, advertisers, the U.S. Census of Population, to talk about and reveal those changing constructions of environmental racism. This book is yours. If you can become a WBAI buddy in the name of Waking Up Today, you can do that at 516-620-3602 or give the number 2, WBAI.org. Don't pick anything else. You have to pick buddy for this program, Waking Up, and you get this book. It is 77 degrees outside, going up to 88, mostly sunny today. A hot week in store, going up to almost 100 degrees at the pinnacle of our week on Saturday. So make those beach plans if you can, and hopefully the air conditioner and the fan will stay on for us as we continue to keep the lights on. You're listening to Waking Up. We'll be right back with Julianne Malveaux. Dr. Malveaux joins us every other Monday. We're happy to have her here today. We'll be right back. And we have just scratched the surface
Oh,
the Netroots thing. We talked about one thing.
yeah.
There's 1,000 things.
No, at some point, we may just do a roll call of all the interviews we got, just naming them all.
That's it. That's a good idea.
And I'm gonna,
once you make that list, that'll help.
I'm going to send you mine on the way down to D.C.
Great.
And,
it's in D.C.
Yeah. I'm jumping on a bus.
Okay,
They've already
Julianne,
left.
then we'll talk about all the actions that are happening, because there's some here
Okay.
that she pulled together, and then we're good. Okay, come back with the song. No, we have 1 second of music for you. I'm glad you came to the thing.
Oh, I'm having a good time. Man.
I like you even more because I like I'll get on the bus here.
I'm like,
that.
They were
I
all
was
good-
worried
they
there
were all
weren't
good
be enough
folks.
black activists there.
You know, a lot of things. Go to the Guild convention, all those things. But good. So we're getting ready to announce it. So where are you right now? Are you on your way yet?
It's going to be like 10 minutes.
Okay. And are there any later buses going?
For Brad, you're live.
Yeah, we're live. Hi. We're just getting things ready. Hi, people on Twitch. Hi. Can they hear us? They can't, right?
Can they?
Wait a minute. What was that again?
What they're saying, Netroots?
We are going to talk to each other.
Yeah. Oh, of course. We're going to tell that. We're going to tell people to tell people. And I just,
Yes.
and I'll,
They can hear us?
yeah, and I'll tell them. And is it going?
Okay, you gotta
Hold
get off.
on. Is it going till 5:30?
Good song choice.
Okay. All right. Gotta go.
Okay, here we go. Give me a minute, Michael. 1 minute. We can go. That was Glory by Common and John Legend. If you didn't know, I think that's pretty No, people know that. I'm Julianna Forlano in the studio with King Downing, Alana Levinson, and Michael Haskins is right here to my left. It is WBAI 99.5 FM in New York City that this show is coming to you from, and streaming live on act.tv on YouTube and Twitch. Hello, YouTube audience. Hello, Twitch audience. Happy to have you here joining us by phone. We're so lucky to have Dr. Julianne Malveaux. So medical research has historically been carried out on the backs of black bodies, quite literally, from Henrietta Lacks, whose DNA is still used in research today, to the black men who are left untreated for syphilis while in the federal government conducted experiments on them. A medical research grant for a historically black college should be part of flipping that script, but can it be ethically sound if it comes from an e-cigarette company? Dr. Julianne Malveaux is back on Waking Up to give us her take. Remember, Dr. Malveaux is a labor economist, noted author, commentator, co-host of another Pacifica station, WPFW's show Works in Progress, which is on Mondays at 9 a.m. So is this the practice, Dr. Malveaux? You come on here, you practice what you're going to... You are a beloved guest. Whenever it is the Malveaux Mondays, I am very happy to have you. So can you talk about what is going on with Jewel, if people don't know the story already? Yes. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
And we'll do it every day. I mean,
Just
go
doing a
to
little
any
coughing.
event and look at who the
Thank you.
sponsors are.
I did say that. Thank you.
I applaud.
Mm. Can you talk about... Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Mm. Well, they don't study they don't give black people and even women. I was thinking about how, and the only study about vaccines that shows that it actually does cause a problem is on black boys, and they don't talk about that too much. That's like a hidden thing. Oh, we are sorry. Yes, absolutely. King.
Yeah, so I have also considered all of this to be blood money, and influence the outcome or influence the criticism. Also taken money that have put them in the same position, and campaigns have actually shut them down. So do you have any concern about that? And then the second part of it is there any way to look at this as reparations with or without strings?
Oh yeah, thanks. You gave President Obama to us.
Okay, now the ethical stuff. One last little quick follow-up, and that is, so now Jewel is going to promote this, and this is going to appear a lot of places. So is there any risk that this actually enhances Jewel and entices more young black people, maybe who will never get to medical school, to smoke, sort of the way Cools and Newports and others
That was my
kind of took
question.
advantage?
Yeah, you don't want to get people to smoke. Only the Are they sending you a check? Are they looking? Did you get an email? Oh, I'm just kidding. Clearly. Yeah. Well, yeah, because in this day and age, there are a lot of shills that go on the regular news shows and say, "Yeah, this would be great for people," and they're paid, and they never reveal that they're paid. So I was just kidding because I assumed your integrity.
I'm still hungry. Back to the marketing.
IDs when you're buying, I guess. I know. Plus the question of you can sign up for the military at 18, but you can't get a cigarette until 21. That's, yeah. We're speaking. We're speaking with Dr. Julianne Malveaux, labor economist, noted author, commentator, co-host of WPFW's Works in Progress, Mondays at 9 a.m. again on WPFW, which is the sister station on Pacifica. Dr. Malveaux, what are you speaking about today on your show? Ooh. If people are not in the DC area, can they listen online at WPFW.org like they can here? Absolutely. Well, I extend my gratitude again for having you on our program, and I hope folks go and listen on WPFW.org. You're watching and listening to WBAI's. Well, we're live streaming now, Julianne, so yeah, we're getting there. We want that so badly.
Yes.
We want that so badly.
No, that was great.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm. You mean Tennessee or whatever, wherever state we're coming from? Thank you. Maybe he should go back from under the rock under which he crawled out from. I mean, yeah, this is really disgusting.
first is going to be Farrah Lewis, who recently won re-election as the city council member in New York City in the seat that was given up by Jumaane Williams when he became the public advocate in New York City.
Well, that's a good one.
Farrah wasn't supported by Jumaane.
Oh.
So it's a very interesting. It was a very interesting. In fact, there were 2 rounds. There was a special election that she won, and then there was a Democratic primary. And
what are you going to talk about with her?
I'm going to talk about what she plans to do and how she's going to, use her win to make things better. I'm not going to try to exacerbate the
no, don't.
The divisions.
Yeah, we trust you with that. Okay.
and then starting next week, I'm going to have a series of people who are running against sitting Congress people, which has become a hot topic in the Democratic Party. But to lead it off this afternoon, I'm going to have Jeff Cohn, who just who's one of the leaders of Roots Action, and he.
Oh yeah, Jeff Cohn. We've had him on the show.
He just did a report called Bad Blues.
Oh, he's the best. You're gonna. Oh, he's wonderful.
He's going to talk about that, and then we'll start leading into next week with the first of our many people who are challenging sitting Congress people in the New York City area.
And they're challenging them from the left. It's not like there's a whole bunch of centrist Democrats challenging other Democrats. These are left progressive challengers.
Oh, not only that, they all say they're members of DSA.
So yes, well maybe they are.
Everybody's
we'll have to check.
a DSAer. Okay. So that's what we're doing today.
We're listening. You're listening to Waking Up. That show is advocating for justice at 5 p.m. with Arthur Schwartz. Arthur, thanks for joining us and giving us that preview.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You're listening to Waking Up. We're back to talk. We're still so excited about Netroots Nation and everything that's happening here on WBAI as well. In my absence, because I'm so used to getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I slept in till 6 a.m. and then I still got to listen to this show on Friday, which was so fabulous. Shavonna sat in.
Yes.
Shavonna. Sorry. Shavonna sat in for me, and what a wonderful show that was. And she has a big action going on today in D.C.
Most definitely. So we missed you, but she stepped up and filled it in, and now she's off and running because her other affiliation is with Black Lives Matter of New York City.
That's how I met her and asked her to come and be part of our station as she was doing activism. And I said, get in here. We need your voice.
And so we can claim the credit, right? You called her, she came in, and then
we got her
she's on the air.
Yeah.
She's on the air. So every week Black Lives Matter has a voice here, and that's why we want you to pledge to the station. Mm-hmm. So, at any rate, as you all know, we have approached the 5th anniversary of Eric Garner's chokehold death by Officer Pantalone, and the best that New York City could do was to hold an administrative hearing within the police department where there were a lot of protests and people are waiting the verdict. Meanwhile, people are calling for the Department of Justice to file federal civil rights charges, which is also done not as many times, nearly as often as should be, given that there are a couple of thousand people killed by the police every year. But that call comes out for them to step up when the locals haven't done it. So there's going to be a protest in D.C. today at the Department of Justice, 950 Pennsylvania Avenue. It's going from 9:30 till 5:30 today, so there's still time to get down there. I'm going to jump right out of here and be heading down there as soon as the show ends.
Thank goodness.
And we urge you all to do it and spread the word.
Conveniently located. Yeah, so you don't have to be there at 9:30. You could get there anytime during the day, and the Bolt bus is what, $20?
Yep.
Yeah, but if you can't make it down there, also hear the Garner family and the legacy that Eric Garner left, which is a legacy that Eric Garner left behind. Continue that fight for justice right here. There is an action this Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the Staten Island Ferry St. George Terminal, so the Staten Island side of the Staten Island Ferry. People are going to be meeting at 6 p.m. there, and following a brief rally, they're going to be marching to the site of Garner's death and paying respects to the man whose murder helped ignite the Black Lives Matter movement, and also respects to his daughter, who died, I would say, from stress-related illness due to everything that happened to her father and to her surrounding this issue. Also, the Department of Justice charge Pantaleo before the time runs out. That is an action that is happening. So on July 17th, not only will Mueller be giving his testimony, but it's the anniversary of when the NYPD murdered Eric Garner for the alleged crime of selling those untaxed cigarettes. We all know about that.
Mueller's testimony was a week later.
Oh, it's a week later? They changed it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, breaking news. They pushed it a week, which is good because we need time to get our guests in order. There's so much to cover here on Waking Up. You're listening, which is what you're listening to. Anyway, today from 2 to 4 p.m., there is July 17th is when the statute of limitation for the feds to charge Pantaleo for violating Eric Garner's civil rights is up. That's a deadline. Pantaleo used the broken windows policy policing to harass him, and you can join this group to apply pressure before it's too late. This is today. So 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. in Brooklyn at Cadman Plaza. That's 271 Cadman Plaza East from 2 to 4 p.m. Oh, there's so much going on. It's insane. And in New Jersey, there is a rally for a 100% renewable New Jersey going on Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. That's going to be at 137 West State Street in Trenton, New Jersey. 137 West State, Trenton. So New Jersey's long-awaited draft of the Energy Master Plan has just been dropped. The document is supposed to be the blueprint for New Jersey to get to 100% clean energy by 2050 to avoid the climate catastrophe that is impending. But, if it fails to take the critical first step toward that goal, an immediate moratorium on all fossil fuel expansion projects. So in the first public hearing of this draft, climate activists need a strong presence to make sure Governor Murphy and his Board of Utilities hear us loud and clear. Wednesday, 9:30 a.m., 137 West State Street. As you can hear, our music is playing. You've been listening to Waking Up. I hope you have a nice Monday. I hope you stay cool. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for watching us on YouTube and Twitch. We'll bring you more information where you can find us there. Tomorrow on the show, we're bringing you some of King's interviews from Netroots, some of my interviews, and all the news that's fit to print. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.